Well, Happy New Year, my wonderful FES family, Florida Educational Services. Also, my CHATT family, California, Hawaii region, and our newly installed region, Southeast region, SES. I am very excited about 2022, and we are going to have a great lineup of classes. And my goal for this video is I want to help you make the most of the dollars that you are spending in these programs. And helping me with this today are going to be two guests. One, John Barber, team leader for the Boca Raton East Market Center in South Florida region, who was the #1 attendee for Market Center, was #1 attendance for 2021. And of course, my fabulous director of operations, Jennie Moshure. See, we want this to be your best training year ever. And we truly believe it's our responsibility to help you make that happen. So the first thing I want to do is I want to brag on John a little bit. Last year, his market center had almost 1,000 registrations for FES classes. Now, for the entire year, FES had over 10,000 registrants. So John's market center contributed to 1/10 of those. Now, the reason I keep saying the word registrants, I want to emphasize this. I believe the registrant number is more important than the attendee number, because if they even register for the class, they get a recording of the class. So if something comes up and they can't make it, they can still go back and listen to the recording. That recording is good for 30 days. They can listen to it 10 times if they'd like. So our goal is the registration number. Now, the exciting thing for us in 2021 was we averaged 217 registrants for every one of our classes. And so our goal is to beat that in 2022. And that's the purpose of this call, is to help us beat that number. Now, we're also going to talk a little bit today about in-person classes, because SES and FES have all been given the opportunity to have in-person classes this year, and we're very excited about that. And my CHATT family, we're working on bringing that to you later on in the year. So we're going to be talking also about how to make the most of those classes as well. So I want to now chat with my dear friend, John. I tease him and tell him you're my favorite team leader, right? Anyway.
Well, it's a truth, so.
He has been #1 in the leaderboard in terms of attendance, I think, for at least 3 years, at least 3 times since this program has been in existence since 2017. So John is someone who knows how to rally the troops. So John, let me start out by asking you, what do you do to promote FES classes?
Well, Holly, first of all, Happy New Year to everyone. Thanks for having me on, and for all your energy and effort, and Jennie, in putting FES together, because we see it truly as a value add to our organization and to our market center. And you said it well multiple times. It was our market center, which is our entire leadership team. And for me, it all starts, and we just believe in the program. There is a belief and a commitment to the value that's being provided by our FES teachers, our instructors, and to the classes. And it is embedded in everyone on our leadership team. There is no one that says, oh, this is a waste of time, candidly. There's a commitment to FES because we believe it provides a high value on our calendar every month. And, you know,
Right.
more of you have been in your role as a team leader or part of leadership. Building a positive, powerful training calendar helps not only with recruiting, it helps with retention. So I think first and foremost, we have to have the right mindset about what the classes provide. And if you don't believe it as a leader, you know, you got to evaluate that. And I'm sure you all do. So I just had to lay the foundation, because all of our leadership team, we talk about it all the time. Just like in Bold, you get multiple invites. FES, you get multiple invites. So how do we promote it? In every way we can. We have flyers that we put up in the Market Center. We have weekly emails that go out at the day, Monday for the week, what's happening, we obviously spotlight FES. At the team event every Wednesday, we spotlight the FES class coming up that week and the following week. So 3 or 4 times in a general announcement, we're making and promoting the specific class for that week. So it's not just one way. On my weekly videos that I do every Saturday, I talk about the FES class coming up. So the emphasis we put on it is the value our agents see in it, right? It's like anything else. So
awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
All right. So one of the things that I was very impressed as we looked into the numbers for John is how he is using this for recruiting as well. We just tracked his last quarter numbers, and he is averaging 5 recruits a month showing up at these classes. So talk to us about how you use these classes for recruiting, John.
Again, because I believe it's creating value. What I do, I actually create a smart plan. And I can't say I do this every month, but I did it for January. I do a video, and then I talk about this 4 classes or 5 classes for the month, and I send it out to my database of recruits.
Awesome.
Then each week, they get a reminder, hey, 2 days from now is this class. And so they're getting 4 emails around each class, basically. And then I have them reply to me. I don't get them, let them register themselves because I want to know if they're getting registered. And candidly, I'm working through how I'm going to follow up more effectively to convert more of those guests. But I sent the email out yesterday for January, and I think I have 5 responded, hey, sign me up for this class or that class. So it's just keeping it in front of them, and doing a smart plan makes it automatic once you get it set up. So
great. And John, in a few minutes, thanks to you and our discussion, Jenny and I have come up with a plan where we're going to help you with staying in touch with those recruits. So we'll talk about that here in a few minutes.
Thank you.
So John, you signed up for the 36-12-3 program, and I thank you so much for that. And for those of you who don't know about this, we are going to be offering for both FES, SES, and CHATT. Now it's an add-on, so again, it's something, if you've not already signed on, please let us know and we'll give you all the details. But we're going to be offering 36-12-3 now 4 times a year. And one of my great instructors for that, of course, is your PC coach, Jeffrey Levine. So have you had any discussion with him yet on how you are going to be implementing 36-12-3 into your market centers training?
Yes, we have, absolutely. And we're excited that Jeff's a part of it. And the whole slate of instructors for that class is fabulous. So for us, in our part of our vernacular, we say we're taking our agents on a journey, right? It's their education journey, it's their journey. And the journey starts when they join us with Ignite, now Spark and Elementals. And then the next step is 36-12-3, and then Bold. It's kind of the gradual progression of their growth. And so, we have infrequently taught 36-12-3. It is a great class, but it's not something that we've done very often. So I love the principle of the class. And, productivity is one of our culture and one of our values that we focus on. So for us, I think the first one starts in March. So we're starting Ignite next week, and it's going to roll us into 36-12-3, and then we'll roll Ignite. And so we're keeping it and seeing it as one of the foundational pieces, again, adding value to our training calendar.
Great.
So that's one of the values that both attracts and retains talent. So.
Awesome. Thank you, John. And again, for any of you, if you've not signed up for it, please contact Jenny or I, but we're just so excited to be able to bring it. And I know that John John's got a fabulous productivity coaching program, and I know that that's going to have a huge impact on that. Right, John?
Holly, the title in and of itself, we 36-12-3, well, what does that really mean? Well, it's 36 transactions in 12 months, 3 hours of lead gen, right? So I love this. I love the numbers part of it too, because it's going to end up in helping our agents make more money, which is ultimately why we're here, to help them fulfill their goals and dreams. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Great. All right. Well, now I want to give you the 8 tips that I think are most important, and I'm going to ask Jenny and John to chime in here if they'd like to add to it. But, you know, this program has been in my heart since 2012. So I have seen what it takes to get people to these classes. And so I want to share with you these 8 tips that I think are going to make your dollars that you're spending on this program well worth it, and even off the charts in 2022. So let me start out number 1 and tell you the first thing you've got to do is you've got to make sure your market center even knows that you're participating in FES, SES, and CHATT. I mean, I cannot tell you how many times I've gone into market centers and taught classes, and I'll say, well, how many of you all are aware of FES? And they'll go, So how do we do that? Well, the first thing I believe we do is that we include discussion on your programs in your onboarding process. We let them know right off the bat when they come on board that you're involved in this educational program. You know, John talks about it a lot. Make sure that your leadership is behind the program and talking about the program. Talk about these classes at a team meeting. Talk about these classes at your ALC meeting. I'm going to talk a little bit in a few minutes about getting your ALC more involved in that. The point is our associates have to know that you are providing this service for them, or when they get the emails from FES and from SES, they're just going to put it into junk mail, right? So you've got to get the word out that you're even involved in this program. Now, the second tip is, and we're going to help with that, we actually individually promote these classes to your agents. And the way we do that is by you providing your roster to us once a quarter. So Jenny, do you want to touch on that a bit?
Yes. So the way that the agents receive this information oftentimes is through our MailChimp program. So we send out 3 to 4 emails per class with information on how to register for that week's class and then the classes that are coming up. Additionally, we send them a calendar for the month so they know what's coming up the following month. And if we don't have your updated rosters, then we can't get that out to every agent in the program. And so we will be reaching out to you again, as Holly said, on a quarterly basis to make sure that we have your most up-to-date roster. If you want to send it sooner than that, by all means, we'd love to upload it into MailChimp and make sure we have the proper email addresses, but we just need names and email addresses for your roster, and we'll be sure to get that information out to your associates.
Great. Good. Of course, John touched on this. Promote the classes in your team meetings, put flyers on the wall. I guarantee you, put flyers in the bathroom. Everyone goes to the bathroom, right? I mean, put flyers on your bulletin boards. I mean, paper works in promotion when they're in the market center and they see it. John, you want to touch on
this? One of the things we do, you mentioned for people joining the office onboarding, we'll put a flyer in the onboarding package too, so that whenever they're coming in, they're seeing that highlighted, that class for the month or for the week.
Great.
Yeah.
So when I launched this program initially, I launched it in the Carolinas. And of course, in the beginning, it was all in-person classes. But I think what I'm about ready to share with you now will work whether you're involved with in-person classes or whether or not you're but you're offering the digital program. But one of the team leaders there, who was a very successful team leader, used these classes as an opportunity to touch their agents. They would pick a class. If they were bringing a class in, they would pick 4 or 5 days ahead of time, a day, to just cross off their calendar and do nothing but pick up the phone and call as many agents as they could, touching base with them, telling them about the class, telling them why they should go to the class. Even if they just left messages, it was a touch from the team leader to the agents. I mean, our market centers are getting so large now, it's very hard to touch base with everyone. But it's kind of like the bold 100, right? If you could pick one day, and if you're on the digital program, look over team leaders. By the way, team leaders, you need to know what classes are coming up. Pick a class once a month that you think is a really awesome class, and then choose a day to just get on the phone and call your people and say, have you signed up for the class? Even if they can't sign up for the class, get them to register, they get the recording, but it's an opportunity for you to touch your people. You know, we all know that the 80-20 rule is alive and well in all market centers. So if you do nothing but just call your top 20%, or at least call, you know, a certain number of them, those are those people that are getting a call from you that they wouldn't have gotten otherwise.
If I may, Holly, on that point, which is a great idea and a great suggestion, the other thing I've done too is, especially for our top agents, you know, there's certain classes on the team building, on the leverage series that they got to be there. I'll call them personally and say, hey, this is one you can't miss. And again, the value of the recording is a blessing and a gift. So that's spot on, and something they appreciate the call also, because, hey, you care, you're watching, you know what my need is, and this is a specific class addressing a need.
Great.
And that goes a long way too. So
good. Now, this same team leader then the next day crossed off a day and did nothing but call his recruit database and tell the recruits about the class. Again, did they all come to the class? No, but did they get a phone call? You know, I was a team leader for 12 years, and I know that we always are looking for reasons to call our recruits, right?
yes.
These classes are reasons to call recruits. So don't miss the opportunity to use these classes as a reason, right? John, you must obviously talk to your recruits about these classes, or you wouldn't be averaging 5 a month, right?
Yes, I do. And I bring it up. And if I know what their gap is in their business, same principle, and there's a class that specifically addresses it, it heightens the value of my call and the value of our relationship too. So absolutely. Yeah.
So some of you are going to be doing in-person classes, but this also could apply to some of your Zoom classes. We have an incredible team of instructors, and our instructors want to help you promote the class. So if there's a class that you would really like to get well attended, call the instructor ahead of time, invite them to Zoom into your team meeting or Zoom into your ALC meeting. Let them help you promote it. They would be thrilled to do that for you and really get the excitement up. We try with all of our emails, right, Jenny, to do videos, so that at least you've got a video of the instructor, but you can actually get the instructor in person if you're willing to reach out and invite the instructor. And here's the thing, if you are having in-person classes, many of these instructors are having to travel to come to your market center. Chances are they'll be there the night before. Invite them to dinner, have an ALC event the night before. Bring a recruit, let me have dinner with a recruit. I mean, these instructors want to help you any way that they can. So please get with Jenny. She'll give you the contact information if you can't find it for these instructors, but these instructors really want to help you build the attendance in these classes. And all we've got to do is provide them that platform, right? Let's see. Have them Zoom in and Zoom in. Get your ALC involved. And here's what I want to say about that. You know, we have a career development committee. And the career development committee is usually saying, oh my gosh, what do you want me to do? And of course, one of the things that they could be doing is to help drive attendance to these classes. So I would talk about these classes at every ALC meeting. Now, one of the things, and I'm going to have Jenny talk about this, one of the things we do provide for you after every class is a record of who's attended the class. And we're going to do a better job this year of keeping track of that, so that we can have a little competition, by the way, like we did before, right, John, with the leaderboard. Zoom sort of threw us off into all sorts of crazy places. But I'm going to have Jennie share with you the information that we send you after every class. And I'm going to suggest that you find someone to track these numbers, whether it be your PC coach, whether it be the chairman of your career development committee, so that you have a clear picture who's attending these classes and what you could potentially do to make it better. Jennie.
Yes. So as Holly mentioned, after each one of our digital classes, you receive usually within 24 hours, all of the leadership is going to receive a recording of the class and the passcode to access that recording. That recording is live for 30 days. And so you can do with it whatever you wish. We've had team leaders before replay one of Holly's classes in their market center and create a secondary event out of it. We have them forward them to recruits. Obviously, the agents can watch them. So that recording is for you to use it as you need to help promote your business to your associates and to your recruits. Additionally, in that email, there is an attachment. And this may move to a Google Sheet, but it's something where you can easily go find the class itself. In there, we always list everyone who's registered for the class. And then the second tab is everyone who participated in the class. We will also be calling out your guests that registered this year as part of our program, because we know it's not always easy to have to go into an Excel file and open it up. But you do have that information. We'll be tracking it along each month and sharing that progress with you as market centers so that you can know what you are getting from the program, what you can expect from the program, and then see who is leading the way and say, hey, how can we do that? We want more attendees, and we want to leverage that for you too. So we'll circle back on our leverage piece, but do understand that you will have that information. You do have the information, and we're just going to make it a bit easier for you to access moving forward.
Great. So
Can I add something to that real quick? Go ahead.
But hang on one second, because I'm about ready to talk about you, John.
Okay.
So in preparation for this class, we did some numbers for John, right? And we informed him that he has averaged 31 people per class and 5 recruits a month. Okay, now John, tell me why that information was important to you.
Well, on our GPS last year, our goal was to have 25 of our agents at every FES class and to get 5 guests per class. So we hit the our agent, we exceeded it, which is awesome. In full disclosure, we weren't tracking it because I didn't know how many we actually had. I knew we had a good turnout, and so I think obviously what we focus on expands, and now when we're tracking it, we'll have a better idea. So now obviously our goal, Holly's challenged me, has to be at least 35 of our own people every class, and we go 5 per class with guests will be good. So
absolutely. Good. Well, anything else my wonderful team would like to add before we close on this?
I would like to add that I want to make sure everyone's aware of the leverage that we do provide for you in the market centers for both the Zoom and in-person classes. So for the Zoom classes, we do have a calendar that gets sent out usually 45 days in advance that you can use throughout your market center. The calendar has clickable links so you can get straight to the registration page from there. In addition, we have flyers that we create for every single class with the link to them. And so you can access that via the Google Drive for SES and CHATT at this point, or on our website for FES. And of course, we'll have our websites up and going later this year for SES and CHATT. That you can go on and access those flyers and download them, send them out. They're in PDF version, they're in JPEG version. So however you want to utilize those, they're already there for you. In addition, as Holly mentioned, our instructors make videos. They're on our website and our YouTube channel, so you can share those videos with your agents. But they're uploaded for, I would say 90% of our classes, we're able to get a video from our instructors. And then for our in-person classes, again, we do the same. We're going to make sure that class gets booked. We send you flyers that you can use to help promote the class. We give you the instructors' information so that you guys can collaborate on how to best help them promote. And so if you don't know that we provide that, understand that we do, and we want to help you in any way possible get the word out about these classes and offer them this great training.
Great, thank you. John, any final words from you, my dear?
Well, I want to end where I started. This is a wonderful opportunity that we as leadership have to provide to our agents in our market center, in our community. You, as a leadership team, I encourage you to believe and commit to it, because when you do, the value you're going to get is going to far exceed it. So as a leader, start with the commitment to filling the FES class, set a goal, and make it happen. And it will happen, by the way. It will.
Great.
So.
Thank you. Well, we appreciate the time that you took to watch this video. We certainly hope it helped. Jennie's going to be sending out a follow-up email with sort of these tips that we gave you sort of outlined, but we just want this year to be a powerful year for your training program. We thank you so much for supporting FES, SES, and CHATT. If there's anything that we can do to help, again, I'm Holly Prescott. This is Jennie Moshure. We are here to help. And by the way, I'm always looking for talented new instructors. So if you've got people who are passionate about training, who are high producers, we would love to know about them. We hope you have a fabulous 2022, and we are thrilled to be a part of it. Thank you so much, John. You're the best. I love you. Jennie, you're the best. See you all again.
Thanks, Holly.
Bye.
Love you all.
Love you. Bye-bye.